Have you ever really stopped to think about what it takes to get your favorite show, or the nightly news, or the big game from a studio, all the way to your screen? It's this incredible, invisible symphony of technology, like a digital nervous system that has to work perfectly, 24/7. And right now, that whole system is going through a massive revolution.
Just look at this. This is the command center, the brain of a modern broadcast operation. For decades, the tech in a room like this has been super powerful, but also really rigid. Well, now it's getting a whole lot smarter, way more flexible, and more resilient than it has ever been before.
All right, so just so you know, this explainer is part 5 of a 10-part series. It's all based on a really deep research report called Modern Television Information Technology Requirements from Virtualization Options LLC. Today, we are diving straight into Chapter 5, which is all about future trends and the cool emerging tech. So we're going to break this down and explore 4 key areas where broadcast technology is headed next. Each one is tackling a pretty major challenge to build the television of tomorrow.
First up, the big move to the cloud. You see, for years, TV stations were built on these massive amounts of super expensive on-site hardware, and that created a huge challenge: rigidity. Now, the cloud promises all this flexibility, but for broadcasting, well, it's not exactly a simple flip of a switch.
And this is exactly why. Broadcasting is a totally different beast from your typical IT department. Live TV is incredibly sensitive to latency. I mean, even the tiniest delay in the signal is a disaster. You need massive amounts of bandwidth. Content security has to be ironclad, and above all else, the system demands absolute 24/7, 365 reliability. You just can't have a live newscast go dark. Period.
And this really shows you the trade-off, right? The old on-premise model meant these huge upfront costs and a fixed capacity that was really slow and painful to upgrade. But a hybrid cloud model? It's totally scalable. You can ramp up resources for a huge event like the Olympics and then just ramp them back down afterwards, paying only for what you actually use. Plus, you get access to new tech almost instantly.
Okay, so this shift to these complex, interconnected systems creates a brand new challenge. How in the world do you spot trouble before it goes live to millions of viewers? Well, the answer, more and more, is machine learning, and the process is actually fascinating. So first, you train an AI on literally thousands of hours of what a perfect broadcast signal looks and sounds like. Then, that AI just watches the live feed 24/7, scanning for really objective technical errors, things like a frozen frame, a flash of black, or total audio silence. The second it finds an anomaly, bam, it instantly alerts an engineer, often catching problems before a human ever could.
So, we've gone from catching these tiny, almost invisible digital errors to planning for the complete opposite: physical catastrophe. Welcome to the high-stakes world of disaster recovery. I mean, seriously, what happens when the absolute worst happens? A fire, a flood, a massive power grid failure that takes the entire building offline? How does a station get back on the air?
It pretty much all boils down to 2 key ideas: RTO and RPO. The recovery time objective, or RTO, that's all about speed. How fast do you need to be broadcasting again? For live news, we could be talking less than 15 minutes. Then there's the recovery point objective, RPO, which is about data. How much content can you possibly afford to lose? For a live broadcast, the answer is simple: 0. These 2 things, they determine everything.
But, as the source material so wisely puts it, no plan survives contact with reality unchanged. You can have all the redundant data centers and backup generators in the world, but a real disaster, that takes creative problem solving and improvisation from a skilled team that knows how to execute under just incredible stress.
And that brings us to our final challenge. How do you go about investing millions of dollars in all this amazing technology, knowing that in the fast-moving world of IT, it could be obsolete in just a few years? Well, the solution is a really smart strategy called technology lifecycle management. Basically, instead of doing one massive, painful overhaul every decade, you stagger the upgrades. Like you see here, you might replace all your storage on a 4-year cycle, then your servers on a 5-year cycle, and your core network gear on a 7-year cycle. This spreads out the cost, it spreads out the risk, and it keeps the entire facility reasonably current at all times.
So when you put it all together, the move to the cloud, the AI monitoring, the disaster planning, and this lifecycle management, you start to see the really big picture. Broadcast technology is shifting from being just a collection of static, single-purpose boxes into a living, breathing, adaptable, and resilient digital ecosystem.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. As this technological brain behind television gets smarter and faster and more flexible, how is that ultimately going to change the kinds of stories we're able to tell and the experiences we're all able to share? It's a pretty exciting future. Thanks for joining this explainer.